In the 2001 historical book In Harm's Way by Doug Stanton, unconventional narrative techniques are employed to recount the tragic tale of the USS Indianapolis sinking during World War II. Stanton initiates the narrative with the poignant depiction of Captain Charles McVay's final day in 1968, leading up to his eventual suicide at the age of 70. Despite McVay's pivotal role as the captain of the USS Indianapolis and his court-martial in 1945 following the ship's torpedoing by the Japanese, Stanton reveals that many who knew him were oblivious to his wartime leadership. Stanton highlights the declassification of information in the early 1990s that could have potentially cleared McVay's name, as well as the authorities' reluctance to address the injustice. The USS Indianapolis, undergoing repairs in San Francisco in July 1945 after surviving a Japanese suicide bomber near Okinawa, receives unexpected orders. Captain McVay is tasked with recalling the crew and embarking on a mission of utmost secrecy, transporting crucial components for the atomic bombs destined to be dropped on Japan in the coming weeks. Unaware of the cargo's nature due to the mission's classified status, McVay, conscientious of the cargo's security, set sail for Tinian, a small Pacific island. Despite his reservations and the absence of a customary destroyer escort, McVay adheres to orders to proceed to Guam and then the Philippines, trusting in the Navy's assurance of a safe route. Unbeknownst to McVay, a recent torpedoing and sinking had occurred along the designated path, and the Navy was aware of submarine activity in the area but failed to inform him. Several uneventful days pass until a Japanese submarine suddenly emerges, catching the USS Indianapolis off guard, leading to a tragic attack with 2 torpedoes. The devastation was swift and overwhelming, causing the USS Indianapolis to begin sinking immediately. Within a mere 12 minutes, the ship had fully submerged, rising momentarily on one end before rapidly descending and being engulfed by the surrounding water. Despite the catastrophic event, Captain McVay and his officers managed to transmit an SOS signal. Tragically, around 300 sailors lost their lives in the initial explosion and sinking, leaving approximately 900 men adrift in the vast ocean. The survivors faced imminent peril as most were either unclothed or dressed lightly, with no opportunity to deploy rafts or gather provisions. Stranded without sustenance, the men struggled in the water, many lacking even a life vest. McVay and his crew optimistically anticipated a prompt rescue, assuming the ship's absence would be quickly noticed, and help would be dispatched upon receipt of the SOS signal. However, critical errors by the Navy, including mismanagement of the ship's tracking and neglect of the distress call, prolonged the men's ordeal. Over the course of days, the survivors endured severe hardships, initially grappling with dehydration and exhaustion. As desperation set in, some resorted to drinking seawater, leading to saltwater poisoning. Sharks were drawn to the scene, prompting the men to form groups for defense. Amidst the dire circumstances, instances of mental breakdowns occurred, resulting in some men attempting to harm themselves or others. The struggle persisted for 4 agonizing days until a passing plane finally spotted the survivors, triggering a rescue mission. When rescuers arrived, only 316 men, including Captain McVay, had survived. Despite McVay's lack of information regarding the submarine threat and the subsequent court-martial, he was convicted and faced disgrace. Fleet Admiral Chester Nimitz later intervened, remitting McVay's sentence and reinstating him to active duty. McVay continued his naval service until 1949, retiring as a rear admiral. However, the haunting memories of the sinking, coupled with relentless blame from the families of deceased crew members, tormented him throughout retirement and ultimately led to his tragic suicide in 1968. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.